Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you're well. Welcome to the channel. My name is Richard, if you didn't know that. Let me just adjust this camera slightly. There we are. That should be a bit better. I'm in my Mercedes E220 diesel. And today, after using it today, I'm thinking about taking it off the road. I shall cancel the insurance, I shall cancel the road tax, and the car will be left on the drive, as it should be, because it can't be left on a public road. And this will go into retirement due to the rising costs of diesel. Now, fortunately, I also have an electric vehicle, an EV, the Dacia Spring. And because the impact of fuel prices hasn't yet touched the costs at home from an electricity perspective, the impact of the war in the Middle East is not having an effect on the Dacia Spring electric vehicle. Now, today is the 4th of April 2026. This video will go out on the 7th of April 2026. Yesterday, the 3rd of April, I think it was the 3rd of April 2026, one of America's F-15 aircraft was shot down, or it came down. And it had two pilots in there. Yes, there are two pilots. We'll come on to that in just a second. And one of those have came down. One of the pilots, now he's come down, it either got shot down or it came down through fault or whatever. Yes? But regardless, it came down, and one of the pilots has not been recovered. One has, and the other hasn't. You have two pilots. One flies the aeroplane, the other pilot becomes the navigator and controls the necessities within the aircraft. And then on the next sortie, they'll swap over, and the pilot then becomes the navigator. Yeah? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. There we go. That's why I have two. That's why they're saying there's two pilots. Actually, only one of them flies the aircraft. The other one does the navigation and maintains the details within the aircraft and anything else that's on that aircraft. So now, I suspect we're going into like a phase 2 of America and Israel's dominance over Iran. Because that other pilot, the second pilot, or the first pilot, hasn't been recovered. Yeah? Hopefully they do get recovered. Hopefully. Yeah? Nothing worse than being behind enemy lines. However, this will mean a couple of things. I suspect there will be a Oh, and it's interesting that, Iran had been sent back to the Stone Age. If Iran shot this aircraft down, then we can guarantee that Iran is not in the Stone Age. Do you agree with me on that one? So this is the basis of where we are. So, the ships that had already left the Strait of Hormuz are already now up to the UK and supplying what oils and gas were offered from 3 weeks ago. They're no longer coming up. Norway is using, and the rest of the oil industry across the globe is using this current moment in time to use fuels, energy, as a commodity, and that's why our prices for diesel and petrol are rising. Currently got a price of about £1.90 for diesel litre. £1.90. A couple of things I want to say about that. I remember being, many years ago, someone said to me, we are always at war, it's just that we have moments of peace. What do you think to that statement? Have you heard it before? We are always at war, we just have moments of peace. That's an interesting statement. I remember it from many years ago, and I've always believed that it's actually right. The next thing is, for every litre, for the cost of a litre, 38% of that cost is fuel duty, and then it has another percentage, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, of what I believe is 17% VAT. So that means 38 plus 17 is 55. 55% of the cost of a litre, that means over half of the cost of a litre, is government revenue from taxes. So when you buy a litre of petrol, over half of it goes to the government in taxes. So therefore, and this is not about Labour or Conservative, because Conservative will be doing the same. So therefore, it's in the government's interest, Labour or Conservative, that if the fuel price goes up on the market, they will get more tax receipts from people filling up with petrol and diesel. You understand what I mean? So they get more money in tax receipts so that they can spend it on whatever they want. So it's in the government's interest to not adjust the tax rates on fuel. Does that sound logical? Does that sound logical? If you were a business, you could take advantage of what's happening and get more tax receipts in, get more revenue in to pay for whatever it is that you're paying for. I hope you understand what I mean by that. I'm sure you do. Comment below if I'm talking unadulterated rubbish. So, I think now we're going into a different phase of the issues in the Middle East. Iran has shown its capability that it's not in the Stone Age, assuming that it was Iran that shot down this F-15 and that the F-15 didn't fail or go faulty. And if we are going to the next phase, then it will be a stronger phase where the issues within that area and region will go to a higher level of destruction, shall we say, and the oil prices will once again rise even further. I suspect within a couple of weeks in the UK, so today is the 4th of April, so by the 18th of April, 20th of April, keep it simple. Come on, do something. You had lots and lots of time to do that. What are you doing? So, I suspect that by the 20th of April, fuel prices for petrol and diesel will increase even further, with diesel going beyond the £2 mark for a litre. What do you think? Do you think that's reasonable, what I'm saying? And by the time we get to that point, and because I have an EV car, then that means it seems logical to retire this diesel Mercedes until everything's sorted. Just put it on the drive and cover it up and shut it down until everything's recovered. Stop paying road tax. Stop paying insurance. No one's going to steal it. I live in Sleepy Hollows. No one's going to steal it. I could always put a wheel lock on the car, but no one's going to steal it. No one's interested in a car like this. It's 2011. And do that. Are you retiring any of your vehicles and taking them off the road and stopping paying road tax and cancelling the insurance until you get to a point where fuel, petrol and diesel is at a point where it's more affordable? I know we're in a very luxurious time now. I remember in the 70s where most people were lucky to have one car. I mean, what I remember is in our family we had about 3 cars, so we were very fortunate. Right, okie dokie. Let's just move out. That's fine. Let's move back in. We were very fortunate. However, that's a different thing. Most people had one car. Sorry, only a few people in the 70s had a car, and they only had one car. It's not like today where you have 2 cars at least, and maybe a toy car in the garage, like a Lotus or something like that, or a classic car. Is it a case now where you're going to be coming down to one car and stopping the tax and road tax or the vehicle excise duty as it's known, and stopping the insurance? Maybe. Because you're not going to be using your car. You're going down to the one car method and pulling back on your spend. Because as we go into this, if we do go into this next phase, on the understanding the F-15 was shot down yesterday, and that the troubles with the Strait of Hormuz continue and get worse, and the commodity of oil goes up in value further, are you thinking about stopping one of your vehicles, be it motorcycles or cars, taking them off the road, putting them in the garage, putting them on the drive, stop paying tax, stop paying vehicle excise duty, stop paying road tax, stop paying your insurance, etc. Are you in that scenario where you're thinking about it? Because this beauty, absolutely magnificent car, we have an EV, so we have choice. We have choice, and the cost of a unit of electricity, ironically, on our contract goes down at the end of April. It goes down in price. I'm assuming it will go back up in June or July. So let's be fair on that. Tell me what your thoughts are. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Hope you enjoyed the ride. I'll give the car a good clean, give it a good hoover out, and start thinking about hibernating the car. The Mercedes E220 diesel car. So the insurance is about £350. I'll cancel that, get some money back. The vehicle excise duty for this is about £265, so that'll stop. The monthly payments I pay on that will stop. So there's a bit of money saved. And of course I won't be buying any diesel because we'll be using the Dacia Spring, which is electric. What do you think? Tell me what your thoughts are. Comment below. Hope you enjoyed this. Drive and ride safely. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.